Good day, everyone. So, yeah, we need to talk about this, but we'll also talk a bit about the 4.3 quality of life updates that we've gotten. So, what you'll see in the background is the actual footage as I played through this morning. Obviously, I was still like a bit sleepy and so on, so you'll see this isn't recorded specifically for this video. This was just me doing whatever I did. So, when it came to Navia, I actually thought that given that I've got about 60 or so wishes and I've got a 50-50 and I'm not even close to pity, yeah, I might need to top up a few times to get Navia and at least her weapon, but as you'll soon see, it took less than about 50 wishes to get to Navia's and her weapon, so I'm very, very happy about that. So regardless, let that play out here in the background and I'll show you the book to confirm it as well. Let's talk about the quality of life update. So one of the things that I really like that they've done is that they finally fixed the spiral abyss. So in the spiral abyss, whenever you, let's say, do runs and you want to reset because a bad RNG or it just wasn't a good run or whatever, you often had to wait for your characters and their skill cooldowns to come back online, which was so annoying because it meant that, let's say, you accidentally pressed the wrong button and you now have a official Oz on the field, well, now you're going to wait 24 seconds before you can reset. So they currently have changed it such that it will always reset, all the cooldowns, all the weapons will reset, which is just amazing. And the other thing that they did is when you stand on the boundary of the spiral abyss, the camera is not gonna like close and zoom in on your character. You're actually gonna still be able to view the battlefield like from the distance. So that to me was just like absolutely amazing. Just seeing that they put in a bit of effort in one of the game modes. I think they finally realized that more and more people are getting to the spiral abyss, and it really has been way too long since we've gotten any quality of life updates on it. I remember the good old days where Ayaka used to sink in the floor. That's how bad the spiral abyss is, and you used to get stuck when dashing with Ayaka and Mona on the floor. Yeah, they've come a long way, but still, look, I think the big problem we still have is that despite them giving us these quality updates, we're still in a situation of, so what? You've given me updates that we should have had 2 years ago, now what? So let me give you an example. Currently, it's now a lot easier to ascend your characters, to ascend your weapons. The entire process is just cleaner, and I really like the fact that things have been reworked. But here's the thing. So what? I've now gotten my Navia to level 90. I've gotten my weapon to level 90. What do I do now? It's still the I get the impression that they're working and putting in all of these great quality of life features and they're revising some of the game's mechanics, but it's mostly just to attract new players instead of providing meaningful content for us as the older players. And that is, I think, the big problem I still have with Genshin. I've got no problem if they take 2 or 3 patches even and they say, look, for this version, it's all about quality of life. You're not getting any story, you're not getting any other things, but at the end of this, we promise that this is what you're going to receive. This is the types of endgame that we're working on. Just a roadmap, something is really what I desperately wanted from the developers, and we still don't really get it. So as awesome as it is that I can see the probability of bonus production, that I can see all of my materials because they've cluttered it way too much instead of thoughtfully like partitioning their own menu system, which is on them, by the way, it still doesn't matter. It's like, yeah, it's a cool shiny way to get my axe to level 90, but what then? What do I do after this? Do I still go and beat up the same mobs, the same enemies for 6 weeks? It's like, this is where you want to take some of the older combat events that we've had, throw them all together into a dungeon or like a fancy little selector, and allow players without any reward or whatever just to replay those combat events. I think it would really add quite a lot of meaningful content, because at the moment, after I've beaten the local legend and I've gone through the abyss, there's no real other way for me to properly test my Navia. It almost feels like I need something more. And then a lot of people say, well, if you're bored, just go and play TCG. And it's like, well, the problem with TCG is I got a Navia, and this Navia means nothing for TCG. So to me, it's just a non-starter to begin with. But in any case, let's be grateful for what we have. Things are slowly but surely getting there. I still think that the focus on the end game should be what we should get. In any case, I spent $0 to get C101 Navia. Now you guys know how I did it. And yeah, I don't think we'll be as lucky as this in the future, but I'm certainly very, very happy. Alright, let me know how your summons went and what you think of all of this. Cheers.